frontier colony in the year 2291. Baked by the unrelenting sun, life on a surface. Arcturus Prime, a frontier, but life is possible underground. But life is possible underground. Welcome to... on almost any world in a matter of weeks. With Vault-Tec's modular construction techniques, new colonies can be established on almost any world in a matter of weeks.
Got it. Your colony will feature beautiful, expansive commons. New colonies can be established on almost any... Kill.
Step into your spacious private suite. Step into your spacious private suite, equipped with all the comforts of home. Step into your spacious private suite, all the comforts of home. And with Vault-Tec's cutting-edge science and technology, science and technology, you can rest assured that your colony will have the resources to face any challenge. Step into your spacious private suite, equipped with all the comforts of home.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected. Hey, what's up, man? Not too much, just messing around. Yeah, played it for about 2 hours before dinner and playing it now for about an hour or so, and then I gotta do some stuff.
Step into your spacious private suite, equipped with all the comforts of home. Enjoy a rich, varied diet. Thrilling new adventure awaits. Imagine hundreds of colonies spread throughout the galaxy. Imagine a future among the stars. more information or to sign up for the Vault program, please see a sales associate. Thank you, and enjoy your day here at Nuka World.
Alright, what's up? Oh, you're good, man? Yeah, no, you're good. It was entertaining. What are you doing to it? Did you see that that IWA picked up Havoc? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's kind of what I do with mine. That was... Yeah. What was that line that you heard the other day that you were like, I'm gonna use that?
Excellent.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's totally a surplus Marines thing to say. Yeah, I don't know why. I just woke up today and decided I wanted to play Fallout, and like, my guy's at like an obscenely high level right now, to where like I don't take damage from anything anymore. But like, there's still a bunch of quests I haven't done, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I'm like running. Oh yeah, I got all the DLC, and I'm like level 275. So it's like I've got every talent. Like I've got like 38 unspent talent points because I have every talent. But now I'm just fucking around in it. Like I switch between pistols, melee, rifles, and shotguns. Just whatever I feel like doing. Like I don't take damage from anything. Like I'm running around in a fucking loincloth.
Nice.
I don't think. I mean, it's your thing, you know. So at the end of the day, it's what you want. But I don't think we should do like any bright colors or anything. like any like stark color contrasts. Like subtle ones, I think would work for us. Like if we use like black and grays, and like if we use like colors like red or something, make it dark red.
Got it.
You should do a black and dark red contrast just to fuck with Lee. Like I told you, I like black and red. Yeah. He said that and you were like, but I like black and red. Yeah. I used to not like red. I used to, for some reason I didn't used to like it. And then I got my car that I have right now, which is a black and red Monte Carlo. And I love it. I still think blue is better though. Dude, I don't know what I'm doing in this part of the game. Have you ever done the Nuka-Cola, like the Nuka World stuff? Like, I can't find half the stuff I need for the Nuka World stuff. And like, it pisses me off because it's like one of those things where it tells you, hey, go in this direction. And when you get close to it, the little marker telling you where to go disappears on your map. And you go in that direction and like, there's nothing there. So you didn't like my luchador? You didn't like my luchador call? Yeah, the dragon guy, yeah. Well, I made two new calls this week. I made the luchador, which was the dragon looking dude. And that's the one that Lee was like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this? and then he's like 5'9", like a little cruiserweight, you know, he's like a luchador, like a Mexican Asian luchador or whatever. But then that guy Liam Eagles, do you know who he is? He's the one that runs like that CWS thing. And he works with the other guy, that Juan Carlos dude. And they started doing they said that they were gonna do like a 1980s style thing, like Caw Fed. So they just want Caws that would be 1980s. So I woke up like yesterday or something, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make one for the 80s. And I started thinking, okay, what do I want to do for 80s wrestling? And I was like, to me, 80s wrestling was the land of the giants, everything was way over the top, and everything was a stereotype. So, I made this gigantic Asian villain. Like, fucking the long, thin mustache hanging down with the little, you know. Yeah. Dude, and I figured out how to do the fucking ring breaker. Have you done that yet? Yeah, I'd never had one before this guy, and I was like, oh, alright, I want to do this. At first I couldn't figure it out because it wasn't working, and I figured out the reason it wasn't working is because I had a manager out there at the ringside. Apparently you can't do it if there's a manager at the ringside. But that Liam guy, he had a pretty cool idea with the giant Asian dude I had. He has a pretty cool idea. So he's got that 80s show, right? And he's gonna run him in there as he is, like how I made him. But then he's also got like that Puroresu show or whatever, that Japanese show. And so he's gonna make a second attire for him that is like the same guy but as an old man, like 20 years older, 30 years older, whatever, and run him as like a legend that made his name in the 80s but is still around, and have him on the one that on the Japanese promotion that's in today's time. So he's gonna be running him in the 80s promotion and the one now, but as an older version of himself. Yeah, I thought that was a cool idea, yeah. So have you and Lee come up with any cool new storylines?
Don't forget to stake out a good spot for the Fizz Top Mountain Fireworks Spectacular this evening. Show starts promptly at 9 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Attention. All contestants for the Coca-Cola drinking contest must turn in their attendance waivers before they will be allowed to participate.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I started watching when I was like a little kid, and then I stopped watching it like 2008, 2009ish, and then I started again back towards the end of 2015. Yeah.
Did you say something, Mom?
I said y'all didn't eat no green beans?
I forgot that they were up there. Huh?
In the trash now.
I would have eaten them. Don't do that next time.
Did he take his plate upstairs to eat?
Huh?
Did he take his plate upstairs to eat?
No, he ate a plate down here.
Where's his plate?
I don't know, he probably washed it.
Or did he use a paper plate?
Or he may have used a paper plate, I don't know.
He uses paper plates. Good kid.
Even though you told him not to?
I told him he didn't have to.
But secretly you want him to?
Put it right down the coffee cup too that he gets to drink. It's one of them apples.
I mean, like, so what do you want? Like, I mean, I've got the basic idea for what they're gonna do, but I think that the wolf lair need to be the antagonists in this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oh, cool. The guy that Ricky Velasquez, creator, posted in his group that last night Havoc made their tag team APW debut at Lockdown and won the first match. I feel like Havoc's like showing up everywhere now. Yeah. It's like we're like the new hot tag team. Yeah. Yeah. I think the only ones I think the only ones I'm gonna really try to promo for are yours, mine, and then the two ones that you're really in, the IWA and UCW. Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? That one show that you did, you were like, hey, want to jump on and just bullshit around? Now it's this. But yeah, I mean, like, we're about to change it. Like, me and Dre are about to change it. We're going to run a story. We're going to run a story where basically Vince sold WWE, and it becomes that TNT one that I'm running. And it's going to be a combination. It's going to be even more a combination of real wrestlers and calls. Like, I'm going to specifically put out anybody that has the game that's in the group that has a call. You know, let's get them in here. And it'll be, you know, if you want to play a real wrestler, you can. If you want to play a call, you can. But it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be Raw and SmackDown anymore. I don't know, dude. Like, I just don't have the drive to do, like, the commentary and the, like, video editing and stuff like what some of you guys do. Like, it's cool, I just don't want to do it. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. This is like I don't I don't think this is anything that I'm not like saying we should do this anytime soon at all. It's just kind of something that I think to put like kind of on the back burner and just in case we ever want to do it. But I had a cool idea since I kind of used there's a lot of similarities, even though I changed everything. There's a lot of similarities, I guess, between that guy that I made and Jurak. If you know, I know Lee's talked about eventually doing like a breakaway thing with Soulsworn, like breaking up and each going their own way. When that happens, you know what usually happens with the big badass heels is they usually end up becoming baby faces. I mean, just look at Braun Strowman, right? So if and when that ever happens, like Jurak goes into being like a baby face, kind of, we could always use the guy that I made as like somebody from his past. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Really? That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he's already got it, that's cool. I was just, if you ever wanted to use him, like, I was just trying to think of ways that you would be able to use him if you ever wanted him. Because he's just like fucking 7'4", like 490, just like a fucking monster. Right. 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 No, I agree. And that's why, like, in my what I was thinking about was, you know, bringing him in just as like a one-shot program against Jurak. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he became a babyface, and him come in and be the, you know, be the heel and just be like a one-shot program and then be gone. You know, just to let, because I mean, like you said, like, if you do it too much, it loses its, you know, what makes it special. But at the same time, seeing two giants go at it from time to time is amazing. I'm so confused. Where the hell am I supposed to go for this? I'm trying to find this place called Kitty Kingdom. What is this? Oh god, it's gonna be. Oh, fuck. I just got ran over by like a freaking roller coaster. So what do you want to do? I was gonna say, what do you want to do with that Brandon guy, the guy that has the cause that are Blaze as well? He's like talking to me about wanting to do like where we're like cousins or something. I mean, I don't mind doing it, I just don't know how I'd play it. Yeah. Yeah. Really? I honestly haven't been paying that much attention to him. Like, he keeps asking me to look at him and to do all this stuff, and it's like, I don't mind doing it, I'm just lazy.
What are you doing out of costume again?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Do you... Okay. Right. So... to talk, like in talking to him, because I feel like you've talked to him more than I have, do you feel like his characters are ones that we would push, or ones that would be more mid-card or something like that? Okay. I mean, it seemed like kind of a generic gimmick from what he was saying, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah, no, like with my characters, my goal was to be like a new era Rockers or Hardy Boys type, you know, high flying, exciting, you know, kind of tag team. With what I've seen from his, it just seems very generic, you know. The outlaw, like, is he going for outlaws or is he going for like fiery young, like what is he doing, you know, because those aren't normally two of the same things.
Calm down.
Yeah. Right. No, it's like the revival faces the Young Bucks. It's like perfect contrast. I mean, that usually is the best type of feuds. I mean, it's like something Shawn Michaels said last year. Everyone wanted him to come back and do a match against AJ Styles, you know. And don't get me wrong, they would have an amazing match. But he said, even himself, he said, look, I can go out there and have a great match with AJ Styles, but we're going to have to work twice as hard to do that because our styles are so similar. Versus if I get in the ring with someone like Samoa Joe and there's such a contrast in styles, that tells a better story. You're cutting out a little bit, bro. I couldn't hear that last thing that you said. Gotcha. Right. Right. No, I mean, and I'm okay with whatever tells a good story. I don't care. I'm just asking this out of curiosity. Do you want either team specifically to come out on top of this, or do you just want to let it play out and play off of what happens with them? Right. Right. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I mean, like, you know, having the championship's cool and everything, but I care more about it having a good story and people enjoying it than I care about, you know, being the champion. Right. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using your own calls on the show, and even pushing them as long as there's a reason, like to further a story or to put over other guys.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with you guys grabbing the championship and then starting a program with a new team that hasn't been over before, and you know, eventually putting them over. That's, you know, that's how I always felt like the people that were both bookers and wrestlers should go about it. But you know, maybe that's just me. But. Like the one that Dre does, because I'm one of the guys that leads it basically and does the videos. I don't like my guys having championships. Like right now, unexpectedly, Michael ended up winning a championship, the Intercontinental Championship, when I didn't want him to, and it's like I'm trying to get it off of him as quick as I can. Yeah, Rivers does that to everyone, right? I don't think we should have him in a major storyline right yet, but I wouldn't, he's a heel, right? Okay. Okay. I would. So here's what I would do if this was real and I was booking it. I would have him come back, still keeping up the whole badass persona, but putting a little bit of a babyface tilt on it for this upcoming story. So I would have him come in, you know, talking about how, you know, he's the baddest guy in FIP, and he's the champion. He's got these 2 titles, and that he's not afraid of anybody in the back. So basically, kind of set up like an open challenge thing. But I would have have him on the first show, but I would have him. Like the first 2 or 3 guys that he faces be easy matches for him. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody pushed. You know? And then I would have his first major matchup be the one with the triple threat with those 2 guys that were gonna kind of screw him out of the Battleborn. Right. So yeah. So I wouldn't do this every show, but I would even do maybe on 1 or 2 shows before then, depending on how many shows we're going to have before we do that. I would even double book him in a, have him say he'll do an open challenge for both titles, and maybe on a show or even 2, depending on how many we have, put him in a match for each of his titles on that show, but put him against where he comes out and says, you know, something about anybody in the back or whatever, and have guys that are not high rated, that are not pushed guys, come out so he can squash them. And that, you know, builds him up, defending the 2 titles in one night successfully. And I'm sure you've got guys that, not necessarily jobbers, but guys that have not been on the show yet, that this could be their first match on the show. They may get pushed later, but right now they're nobodies. You know, it's like I'm sitting here watching the old school Raw and SmackDowns from 2005, and Kurt Angle's doing this open challenge every week with his gold medals. And I've seen Roderick Strong and fucking Matt Striker and and someone else come out, you know, and that they were just doing enhancement matches as jobbers, and now, you know, 10 years later, they're established themselves as stars and commentators and, you know, wrestlers, whatever. So I mean, I would build Joe Rivers up as a badass, but not put him in any major matches, anything where he's in danger of losing the title or any major storylines until he loses that Battleborn title and that kicks off his next program, so to speak. Telling you, Havoc's making the tag team division the place to be. Yeah, me too. Ever since I was a kid, like, what got me into wrestling were 2 tag teams. Well, 3, kinda. It was, you know what? I did like the Killer Bees, but for me, like, the 3 that were, like, the big teams to me, ultimately, my favorite team of all time was the Rockers. Sean and Marty. I just absolutely loved them as a kid. And then it was the Legion of Doom and Demolition. Fucking love those guys. Yeah, so it's like tag teams of... Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with them. I mean, I liked them. They didn't speak to me the way that the Rockers did, but I liked those 2 teams a lot. I used to, you know, I was born in '86, but I used to go back and get all the old tapes, the VHS tapes from the '80s and the early '90s, and watch the wrestling. I couldn't get enough of it when I was a kid. I mean, the thing with the Rockers is when I was like a really little kid, I was at ringside because my sister's friend's dad was the timekeeper when they were in the Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois area, and they went, and my sister had me, and she was watching me, so they took me, and I was sitting on Patty's dad's lap, and the Rockers came out. This was I was 3 years old, so this would have been '89, and I still have a pair of sunglasses that Sean gave me. It was a house show, and Sean gave me these white and black striped sunglasses, and I still have them. And so, like, you know, when I was 3, I didn't know what was going on, but then, you know, fast forward 2 or 3 years, and, you know, my sister explains to me what they are and shows me pro wrestling on TV, and shows me the guy that gave them to me, and I'm instantly hooked. I'm the biggest Shawn Michaels fan ever. You know, and it's like, this is gonna sound kind of sappy or whatever, but it's like growing up, the different phases that Shawn went through in his career, it's like I always wanted to be him. You know, it's like when I was a kid, he was in the Rockers, and he was this flashy, young, energetic, high-flying tag team doing synchronized moves that no other team was doing. They were innovative, you know, and so it's like I wanted to be him. And then, you know, I'm getting closer to teenage years and whatnot, and he's the rebel, the heartbreak kid. He, you know, doesn't care what other people are saying, and he's got the girls, and, you know, and it's like I wanted to be him, you know. And then like, you know, I don't know, I think I was, what would I have been? When he went, I was probably like 15, 16, something like that. I don't remember my exact age, but I was getting up there where I was starting to mature a little bit. And then he comes back from his retirement, you know, this good guy, like this, you know, guy that found God, and he's having fun and enjoying life, and he's a good guy, you know, like for the first time ever, he's actually a good role model, you know. And so again, I wanted to be that guy, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like all growing up, I mean, it was so bad that to the point, like, when he retired after his second match at WrestleMania with Undertaker, that next night on Raw when he retired, I was literally crying. And I stopped watching wrestling for six or 7 years. But I mean, so it's like I've always had that connection, and then like I need to find a way to meet Sean again, because I finally got to meet Marty back in October, and I've had this 8x10 of the Rockers for so long, and I got Marty to sign it, and now I just need to get Sean to sign it. You talking about the two elimination matches to figure out who's going to be it? Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing I'd do is go through and identify who do you see as mid card that could be pushed eventually to a main event. You know, I would definitely put. I'm really high on Crimson Cade and Caleb Shaw. What's his name? No, I haven't seen him. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like his character. Okay. Okay. I mean, I definitely think the guys should be ones that you think are like, I would say at least 4 of the guys should be like similar to Joe Rivers in that you see them and you think badass. Now, maybe not all of them. You kind of want a little bit of contrast, like maybe have, I don't know. See, I don't remember everyone that's on your roster. Who do you have that's a contrast to the whole I'm a badass look? Yeah, I mean, you don't want a bunch of, Stone Colds and Jake the Snake Roberts in the same match. You want, I mean, it's fine having a couple of them and the majority of them, but you want to have a contrast there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like a perfect type of contrast. Right. I wouldn't put anybody that lost at the pay-per-view in an immediate title opportunity position. Have there been any? But is there anybody that has been on like a winning streak besides who we've already talked about? Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Yeah. So, do you know the guy from that made Ellis Sky? Who made Ellis Sky? Like, I had him downloaded, but I don't know, I just couldn't get into the character. Okay. Yeah. He reminds me of this guy I saw in the Indies a few years ago called he went by the name the Human Tornado. Well, you know, if she Jimmy Snukas you, then you can respond by hitting her with a coconut. That ill credible dude or whatever. Seems like a cool car. Just the name just strikes me as weird. Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely put him in there. I mean, I'm okay with him being there, but thinking about it, I don't think that I would book him in that match. I don't. Yeah, never mind. Hey, there's another call that I think you should download if you can find him. His name is Ryan Riley. Yeah, I love John Morrison. Okay. Yeah, I'll look him up. Yeah. But the flamboyance is like the best part. Yeah, I'll check him out. You said Chase Wolf? Okay. Oh, shit. So, I told you that Ricky said that Havoc won their first match at his thing, right? So I'm watching it on my phone right now, and I was like, I wonder who he put us against. And I guess I don't know if they're really a team or not, but the first guy coming out that was our opponent was Crimson Cade. And he's apparently a champion of some kind. So I guess that's a statement if we can beat a champion in our first match. Let's see who the other guy is. Isn't he a real wrestler? Has he been in any? Yeah, he beat Shane, right? Yeah, I'd put him in. Especially as much as we kind of hyped up that matchup. Yeah, he reminds me. He makes me think of Rick Martel, if you remember him. Yeah. Or what was that other guy's name? I don't know if you remember Tom Zink. Yeah, he was a journeyman wrestler that was pretty. He was good. He had talent, but he was very Rick Martel like. I like both of them, but I don't know. Like the thing about Caleb, like you need to see him in the ring in both attires because like just on the menu when I first downloaded him, I didn't see him there on the menu and go, oh my god, this guy's money. But like seeing him in the ring, I think that first attire for some reason for me just was like, holy shit, this guy's good. The second attire is fine, but the first one, he reminds me of a guy named Crimson. I don't know if he's not like an old school wrestler, but I don't know if you've ever seen Crimson, but he reminds me of him. And I've seen Crimson live like many times, and he's pretty good. Have you heard of a con named Jimmy Havoc? I swear I think that's a real wrestler. But this guy, Ricky put us against Crimson Cade and Jimmy Havoc, and I swear Jimmy Havoc's a real wrestler. Well, I mean, you could do it. The only thing is, I mean, you may have to. The idea behind doing it at the house show is that we could put together have Lee put together like a little video package showing him get screwed out of the title. Like, I don't know, however you're doing the thing with Rivers and Soulsworn, but have him get screwed. You could do it without that element. If Rivers isn't the one to get pinned or get submitted, but we have no way to control that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think the big thing is we don't want Rivers to take the fall. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, are you talking about Kendra and Tatum both? Okay. Did you ever figure out what happened with the face scan? That's weird. Huh. Yeah, because I remember seeing you making the face, and then when I downloaded her, I noticed like the Tony Storm thing on her eye wasn't there, and I thought you just took it off. So, is Tatum still wanting to be part of Havoc? Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could do a title match, but you'd only want to do a title match if you wait it so that they won't lose it, because you don't want to lose it before the feud with Wolf Lair kicks off.
Yeah. If you could get a like a promo or something from them, even a fake tweet, it doesn't matter. Of them sort of calling them out for, you know, the reasons that we've already talked about. You could put them in a match, but if you're going to do that, I would do a non-title match. Oh yeah. And what I would do before you do that match, even though we're not technically in a feud yet, I would put them in the game in a rivalry with the high intensity. That way there's a good chance of, and then put like Havoc to come out first. So then you give the computer a chance to attack them in the entryway or to attack them after the match. Because if we're... Well, you can if it's not a title match. You can if it's not a title match. And I just think... Yeah, you could. But yeah, I mean, if you set it with a high intensity, like a long-term rivalry with them, or medium length, or whatever, with high intensity before the show, you open up for them to have like cutscene stuff happen, either at the beginning or after the match or whatever. Make sure, and then like, I'm hold on. Can you hear me right now? Okay, sorry, 1 second. Alright, I was gonna say, once you, even after you set the rivalry up, go in under the Superstars tab, and for Havoc and for Wolf Lair, make sure to put them as their number one and number two rivals of each other. And then I would just... Are you wanting to build that rivalry up to the next pay-per-view? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like them too. I was gonna say, so... Okay, alright. So it's just one women's match, or is there two? Okay. It's got so many multi-person matches on there, but but at the same time, I feel like with the women you have so many new ones to introduce. I feel like the multi-person match is the way to go, or a tag match. I would say I would probably do another tag match, but do it early in the show, either the first match or second match. If Havoc's going to be in the main event for a tag team match, and those are the only two tag team matches on the show. The other matches can be like the multi-person matches or the single matches. I think that's enough of a difference and spaced out enough that it won't. Yeah. Yeah. I really like that Rose Flynn chick. Rose Flynn. I don't know if you got her, but she was the one that in that video I did that was in the red and black. Hey, I need to set this down real quick. I'm probably going to need to get off here. I need to go, change this thing. So, if you're still on in a little bit, once I get done with this, I'll jump back on. Alright. Alright, man.